Thanks so much for joining this call tonight. We're going to be talking about the three different types of ambassadors. The first type of ambassador is someone who swore they would never, ever, ever sell the product, and now they are. The second type of ambassador is someone who wanted to sell the product but was very fearful and had lots of fears to overcome before actually um, getting into the groove and selling the product. The third type of ambassador is someone who, from the very beginning, was all in, jumped in, feet first, got the ball rolling kind of ambassador. So, the first type of ambassador we're going to be talking to or hearing from tonight is my friend Stacy Jensen. She just got married. That's a weird name to say, but Stacy Jensen was my very, very first ambassador to sign up, even before my husband. And I wanted her on my team because I knew that she was just a positive, upbeat person, and I was excited for her to work the business. Well, come to find out, she didn't want to work the business. I was like, okay, crazy. So, but I knew that she would be good if I decided to start. And so I'm going to let her share some of her story so that you can hear from her. So take it away, Stacy.
Yeah. Well, thanks for letting me come on the call with you tonight, Jana. I think I would start with the reasons why I never wanted to sell or be a network marketer. And it's because I have a terrible love-hate relationship with social media. I did not enjoy seeing people promote their products, and everything about my newsfeed just happened to be people selling something. And it always seemed just very annoying. I had no interest in doing it. And I had a day job. I had a job that more than took care of everything that I ever needed. And I'm very thankful that I could do that. But all I've ever wanted to do was help people. I mean, literally from the time that I was 5 years old, I knew that I wanted to help people. And throughout my life, this has kind of evolved in different ways. And I'd been on the products for probably 9 months, not quite a year. And I just really kept feeling like, man, I'm feeling so good. I never thought that I would be able to feel this way just from taking products. And I started to feel really selfish for not sharing. And watching Jana, I realized that it didn't have to be the same way that everybody else was. Watching the news feeds that came across, I just started unfollowing people. Man, it's amazing how my attitude towards social media changed after I stopped doing that. But I really felt like these products are real. What I'm feeling is real, and it's selfish of me not to share this with other people. And I remember vividly when I decided that, you know what, I think I need to stop fighting this and start sharing it. My now husband and I were on a trip to Dallas to see some friends. And every excuse I could find of why I shouldn't do it, he would come back at me with two of why I should. And we just really talked a lot about it on that trip down. I started making a lot of notes. I started making a pro-con list. And I knew that I had his support. I knew from day one that he would be behind me 110%. He would be motivating me when I didn't feel like doing it myself. And had he said, no, I don't think you could do it, I probably would have left it at that. I would have said, yeah, you're probably right. Like, I don't want to mess with this. But I think it makes a difference when you have a supportive spouse behind you and with you, and obviously on your team, as many of you do. And so I really just felt like this is something I can share, not necessarily sell to the point of selling, because this is truly about connecting with people. And I will say through this journey, through the last couple months, because I've really only been sharing since July. I mean, that's pretty much when I decided, okay, I think I'm going to do this. It's been really cool to see my perspective on social media change. I'm connecting with people that I haven't connected with in the better part of 15, 20 years. And it's cool. And they're asking me about Plexus. And I shared this with Jana. I did a giveaway last week. And the girl that won is a girl I haven't talked to since I was in probably 7th grade. And just through this reconnection that we've had, she's just shared a lot of her issues that are going on. And I just have such belief and hope that these products are going to help her. And if she was the only person I ever helped, that would be enough for me. But I know that God has bigger and better plans for that. You know, I think that there are people that are watching that we have no idea who are watching. So that's really kind of my why. I knew that there could be a different way. It didn't have to be salesy. I didn't have to be on social media all the time telling you everything I was doing every second of the day, and why if I ate this big old pizza all by myself, it'd be okay because I had this one little product. That was something that annoyed me too. You tote these products and you've got this big old pizza that you're eating all by yourself. That doesn't work like that. Yeah, we have our cheat moments every now and again, but I just really like the authenticity. That's not a real word. The authentic way that our team reaches out. I just think it's really cool and it's really different. And I just want to bless other people through what we're doing. So that's a little bit about kind of why I was so hesitant and kind of where I came back around to it. And Jana, I'll give it back to you.
Very cool. Thank you so much for sharing, Stacy. I love how your belief in the products was the thing that drove you to deciding to share it with other people. And even when you started sending other people to my team, like Emily signed up on my team, I thought, why don't you can have her on your team, but she sent people to my team. So I got an ambassador. Thanks, Stacy.
You're welcome. I didn't know what I didn't know.
That you could. If you ever decided that you were going to, I knew you would be successful. So I'm excited for you as you have just started sharing. I know that you're going to do great. So I am the person who I wanted to do the business, but I had a lot of fear. So before I joined, so I've known Carissa Casey for about 10 years. We went to college together. And so I called her one day. I said, I need to talk to you about Plexus. Little did she know, I had prepared a sheet long of questions. We were on the phone for 2.5 hours because I had so many preemptive questions before I joined, because I was like, I'm not going to get into a company that is not legit. I'm not going to get into anything that is not going to work. So I want to know everything. So my very first question was, who would be on my team? Here's why I asked that. Because Facebook came out when I was in college. And so I had a ton of college friends and a ton of church friends, because really after college I got married, I started getting involved in my church. Well, guess who I went to college with? Jessica Heffley. So you can imagine that my college market was pretty much tapped. And so you're like, okay, well, maybe think about your church market in Springfield. Well, guess who went to my church? Carissa Casey. So those two markets were pretty well covered, if you can say. I thought, if people are going to do Plexus from Harding, which is where I went to college, or my church, they would be doing it already, because I know Jessica and Carissa talked to so many people. I mean, Jessica went diamond in 11 months. She talked to so many people. So anyway, that was where I was coming from. I literally knew about 500 people who were doing Plexus before I started to do it. I was way late to the game. And I thought, who on earth would join my team? And so along with that came a fear of failure, because I thought, I don't know anyone who's going to join, and I can't make people sign up, and I don't like to fail. So this is really not up to me. It's totally out of my control. So what if I put myself out there and fail? That was scary to me. So I'm going to tell you a few things that I did, what I wish I would have done, and what I did. So I'm going to tell you those two things, and then I'm going to tell you a few of the things that I'm doing now to still help me overcome those fears, because I do still have them, but they're not as big. My fear of failure and my fear of rejection were two huge fears. So, that snap. Okay, so I have my notes here too. All right, so, the first month after I joined, the first week or so after I joined, I did not want to post on Facebook because I did not want to annoy people. So instead, what I did was I private messaged people, my new mom friends, about breast milk production, because I was experiencing breast milk production, like my production increased, and I knew that it could help some moms out there. So I would just private message people. And I messaged like 3 to 5 people a day for about 3 to 4 days. And that was exhausting, because it was just exhausting. And it took up a lot of my time, and I felt like I wasn't being very efficient. And so I made a breast milk post one day on my page. That was my very first post, was a breast milk post. And I got people coming out of the woodworks that I hadn't talked to in 15 years who had problems with their breast milk. And I was like, oh my gosh, there are people who I don't even know what they're going through. And if I just post on Facebook, I could just be way more efficient with this whole Plexus thing, because who knows, like, I've never had a migraine, but who knows who's got migraines out there who they never talk about it, and I could totally help them. And I'm holding this to myself because I'm afraid of annoying people. So I just got over it. I said, you know what? I know that these products can help people, and so I'm going to share. So I started sharing on Facebook, posting on social media. I did not post 7 times a day like it was suggested to me. I posted maybe once a day about Plexus, maybe once every 2 or 3 days. I was really easing into it. Like, I don't want to annoy anyone. I'm just going to put this in here. So because I was so tiptoeing, I got a lot of tiptoed people come to me. So it was a slow trickle of exposure to social media, and it was a slow trickle of people coming to me. It took me 3 months to go silver, because I was just like, no, I'm not sure. I took the very first month. As I was sharing on social media, I was also really, really, really committed to learning about these products. I wanted to know the science behind every single ingredient on the bottle. So I looked up everything. I had peer-reviewed literature that I would give to my husband. He's a PA. And I'm like, okay, tell me what this says. Can you explain this to me? Because I want to be able to explain it to other people in a way they can understand. So I got really good at talking about the triplex in a way that's easy to understand. Now, it may not be compliant, so I haven't been able to record it and share with others, but I can tell you how it works in and out, because I was so committed that if I was going to sell these products, I was going to know all about them. But here's the problem with that, is that I've been doing this for a year. I don't know all about the products. There's always, always, always something to learn about them. And I wish that I would have been more of a believer in the products at the beginning, because I was experiencing great things. I didn't have any allergies anymore, which is so huge for me. And still I was just like not really believing. I was still kind of skeptical for a long time. Even after I got the products, I was skeptical, like, oh, it's a fluke year. Maybe I don't have allergies this year. Maybe my breast milk is just coming in. I mean, I'll be honest with you. It was still like, this is not real. This is not real. And then to see my friend Carissa, who ranked up to Emerald in November when I got silver, I'm like, is she really making that much? She's not making that much money. There's no way. This is all just like smoke and mirrors. And my belief or lack of belief was a huge reason why I was so slow to rank up at the beginning, because I was very, very, very skeptical. So I wish I wouldn't have been as skeptical in the beginning. I wish I would have just believed and ran with it, because that would have helped me reach out to more people sooner, and in turn being able to help a lot more people sooner. Because now I get people like, why didn't you tell me about this months ago? And I'm like, I was afraid to. I didn't know what you would think of me. I didn't want to annoy you. Well, that's dumb, because if you are my friend, you know that I'm coming to you from a good place in my heart. Or if we're supposed to be friends, then you should know better than to think that I'm just trying to sell you something. Let's make that real clear. I don't do that. That's not how I roll. So I wish I would have started posting more frequently on Facebook at the beginning, and I wish I would have just believed. Now, some people watch diamond documentaries to believe, and so whatever you do, whatever your system is, just do that. Just get your belief going. All right. So, let's see. Oh, another thing that I did, and I wish I would have done differently, is that at the very beginning, I only posted on Facebook to get the word out. I posted and I messaged people. Well, I was so bothered by that because my personality is very, I'm really extroverted. I love people. I want all these people around to talk to me. And so I started playing to my strengths, and I would have people to my house to talk about Plexus, and I would have Plexus parties, and I would have food, and it was really fun. And so that was really when my business started to take off, is whenever I realized, okay, what does Jana Barnes like to do? Well, I like to talk to people face to face. So have them over to your house rather than sitting behind a computer talking online to people. No, get them in your house and talk to people. That was really fun for me. That's when I decided I was going to take my business and do it my way and not what everyone else was doing, because I was more comfortable talking to people face to face. So I wish I would have known what made me tick and then ran with that instead of doing what everyone else did, even though it works. But I was doing it in a different way. I was doing the same kind of stuff, exposing people to Plexus, but exposing them in a way that was more comfortable for me because I like to talk to people. The most belief building thing that happened to me was when I went to convention in June, y'all. June. I was gold. It's gold. And I still was just like, I'm not sure about this Plexus stuff. I mean, I knew the products worked. I was sold on the products as soon as I saw all these people that I was helping. And as soon as I experienced the results, products sold. I don't know how many times. I think I posted maybe 2 or 3 times about the business before June on my Facebook because I didn't want to talk about it a lot because I wasn't truly a believer. I was like, this company, is it legit? Like, is it the real deal? But I could talk about the products all day, every day. So that's what I did. I posted about the products forever. But then when I went to convention in June, it was huge. I mean, you get to see that this company is legit. You get to see that the people who are in charge of this company are looking out for their ambassadors. And it's amazing. And if you just do whatever you can to get to convention, because it is just the most belief building thing ever. Any event that Plexus does is very, very belief building. And that's huge because belief will drive out fear in anything. If you believe, it will drive out your fears. If you have a good reason for doing what you're doing, I saw that I was helping people, and that helped me overcome my fear of failure and my fear of rejection. The only way you're going to fail is if you quit. And so I decided I'm not going to quit, and I'm going to do it the right way. I'm going to connect with people, and I'm going to share because it's helping people. So that's what I'm doing to build belief. I'm doing personal development. I'm reading those books, and I'm constantly just trying to connect with people and trying to help people. So that keeps me going. And to know that I am not only helping people, but I'm able to financially provide for our family while staying at home is huge. So it's been so fun. And the community alone is just so great. I love it. I love hanging out with all of y'all. And but I wish I would have been all in from the beginning, because that just would have made my life so much easier. So I'm excited to hear what Shelby has to say about her being all in, because she was definitely one that was all in from the very beginning. So I'm going to unmute you and you can go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sorry. I muted the wrong one.
All right. So I am the person that was all in from the beginning. And I'm really excited because I can see Kayleen's face, and I'm just really pumped because she's so encouraging. So I'm going to feel like I'm at church right now and like giving a sermon, and Kayleen's going to be shouting out praises and amens. So I signed up back in February. And so that's been 7 months, and I'm Senior Gold Ambassador now, which is really fast in my opinion, especially whenever you have homeschool and kids and a full-time job and lots of priorities. But the only reason why I went I've ranked up so quickly, so fast, is because from day one, I was all in on this business. But I had watched people for about 8 months before I signed up, because I knew probably about 10 people who were doing Plexus, and I watched them rank up, and I watched them share about the products, and I just kind of observed what they were doing. So all of my watching that people did after they signed up, I did that before I signed up. And because I am and the color personality is like red, yellow, green, blue, I am a red personality. Whenever I say I'm going to do something, I do it. And so as I'm watching these people, I'm thinking, I think that I could do pretty awesome at that. And so I am just building my belief in myself as I'm watching these people do awesome. And our friends, they ranked up so fast, and I thought that's fantastic. And I saw how much they were making every month. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have student loans to pay. That would be so fantastic. And so I wasn't really geared for starting Plexus whenever I did. I just started it in a moment of desperation whenever my breast milk production just went way down because I got so sick and so dehydrated, and Cora was only 4 months old. And being that determined personality I was like, you are not, stop breastfeeding right now. You are only 4 months old. We are going to do something about this, and I know that these Plexus products are helping it. And so I went to Jana's house at 1 a.m. and got Slim because I was desperate for that breast milk to come back. And it did. It came back in 3 days. And I had been making oatmeal cookies and breast milk balls. It's just a weird phrase, but anyway, I was eating those right and left. And so it wasn't helping. And so I went to work, and I walked in, and it was like I was walking in and I was like, people, you have got to hear about these Plexus products because I feel fantastic. And it had only been 3 days. And so and my welcome pack hadn't even come in because I was just using Jana's products. I bought them off the street from her. And so these people were signing up before my welcome pack even came in because I went to them with this belief. And I was confident in what I was telling them, and they wanted what I had because I was really excited about it, and I was genuine about it. And so I was all in on that day because a lot of driven people are also very cheap. And so we don't want to spend our money on something whenever we don't have to. And so whenever I see, oh, you can have 3 people sign up and then you don't have to pay the $100 for the triplex, let's do that instead of me paying my own money. And so I went silver in less than 2 weeks because I didn't want to pay for my own products. And of course, whenever a driven person hits one goal, they think, okay, well, what's the next goal? And so I then went on to the next. So I wanted to say all that because no one had reached out to me about Plexus before Jana did. And as I said, I was friends with probably 10 people that did it, but because I think people view driven people as off the charts territory, like they don't need this. They already have a good job. They're too busy. They have other priorities. And so no one ever talked to me about that. And I probably would have wanted to talk to them about it if they would have. So I just want you to think about those people in your life who are driven and have good jobs. Just because you see that on the outside, it doesn't mean that they aren't looking for something that you don't know. And they might have health problems. They might have a student loan to pay off, or they might not want to be at their job anymore. And so talking to them, stepping out of our comfort zones and talking to them is going to bless you, and it's going to bless them. And so these people, how you know when people are successful is that they are busy. So I have noticed, I've gone through my Facebook feed, and whenever I see someone is in a network marketing company like Rodan and Fields, or I don't remember the other one that I'm thinking of, but I'll click on their link on their Facebook page and I'll see what else they do. And a lot of them are in the medical field, like nurse practitioners, nurses, I've seen a few PAs. I've seen a few medical doctors, and these people are viewed as already having good jobs, but yet they have this side business too, because either they believe in the products or they're looking for something different. And so realtors, people always say, you don't want a realtor to sell your house that has all the time in the world. You want the one that's the busiest, because they know how to get the job done. And those people are the ones that will sell your house efficiently, and they are going to make sure that you are well taken care of because they know how to make the best of their time. And so what I did in the beginning to be all in, as I said before, is I signed up 5 people before my welcome pack even came in, and that was people at my job. I think it was a couple of my friends, but just people who were around me in the workforce who could see that difference. And a lot of my ambassadors have been with me from the very beginning, and they'll come to you and they'll say that whenever they first heard about Plexus, like I literally said, I feel fantastic. And they signed up right there on the spot, because who doesn't want to also feel fantastic? Just be genuine about it and help people see the excitement around it. And they also want what you have. I also ordered business cards right away. Like I came home and I told Josh, I said, hey, look, I have these new Plexus products, and he had no idea what it was. And I said, I know I'm ordering business cards, and I'm ordering water bottles, and I'm ordering t-shirts. He's like, what is happening? I'm like, we have a new business. He's like, okay, I guess we do. And so I got all that from the very beginning, because if I'm going to do something, I am going to do it right. And that means wearing my swag, wearing my water, or having my water bottle here. And I just ordered this decal and put it on my own Camelback, and I carry this thing with me everywhere. And so that is how you get the word out. That's how you market. And so I started posting on Facebook within 3 days of getting my products, because again, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it right. And if I want my products paid for, I want to reach the largest market out there, and that is posting on Facebook. And so I started posting about things that I was personally seeing. Like I would just notice something and I would put it on Facebook. I'd say, oh my gosh, I haven't even had my coffee today, and I used to be on a coffee IV and I feel great. Or, oh my gosh, my allergies are good. Or my son, he was suffering from chronic sinus infections, and once we put him on the probiotic, he hadn't had one. And so it's just sharing that information about what you're observing about your own life is how you start your own business. And it got a lot of attention because, one, people knew that I was authentic. They knew that I wasn't going to support something that wasn't legit. And they saw that what I had is something else that what they also wanted. Something that I've also found is what Jana mentioned, is the community. I really embrace this community of Plexus because it is like a sisterhood and a brotherhood for our May ambassadors. So I care a lot about community. Josh and I are really passionate about people having close friendships and not doing life alone. And whenever I found this other community of these Facebook groups and these people who were embracing and supporting each other, I just love that. And so I started friending these people and I started getting to know them better. And so they comment on my posts and I comment on their posts, and I truly care about them. And I'm really thankful that they have been put into our life because of Plexus. But something else that you have to think about is whenever you do have a driven friend, is my friend said this to me the other day. Whenever she said, what did she say? You share about Plexus because you are so strong-headed that you don't care about what other people think. And I'm just not that way. Like, I care what people think. I care what my family thinks. And I just don't think that I can put that past my cares are too strong to be able to ever share about these products. Yeah, I love them and I love that I'm feeling better, but I'm worried that people are going to think that I'm out for my own good, or I'm out just to get their money. And I thought about that for a long time, and I thought, I have really done a disservice to my friends if that is the mindset that I am portraying, because a driven person, what you don't see on the backslide doesn't mean that there's not a lot of behind the scenes information going on. Like driven people, I think they can make it look easy. Like, oh, look, here's 4 new ambassadors that I just signed up in one day. Bam, 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 bam. Look how easy that was. No, it's not easy. That's a lot of cultivating relationships, a lot of answering questions. I stayed up till 1 a.m. a lot of days, answering emails, because I wanted to answer people's questions and I wanted them to know what they needed to know. But I didn't show all that information to my friends, that I was putting in a lot of hard work in this. And also, I told her, I said, I'm sorry that I made it seem like I don't care what other people think, because I care so much what other people think. And I care about being a good example. I care about our family being portrayed in a positive light. And I want people to know that my genuine heart is not changed because we have joined a network marketing company. And so even though it sounds cliche, I just have to care about certain things more. Like, yes, I care what people think, but I care more about my kids not having their mom around 3 days a week because I have to work a full-time job. And so my friend who's going to be a hater because I post on Facebook about something that has blessed my life, I care less about that and more about the fact that my kids are one step closer to me being able to be home with them, or us being able to have that RV that they want so badly, that they talk about every single day. Every time we see an RV, they point one out. And so it's just putting in that hard work and prioritizing our cares. And last thing I want to say, I know that I'm going over, is I think that driven people also kind of put off an attitude of, you just got to get it done, and it doesn't matter how long it takes. But you got to prioritize yourself, because I would never forgive myself if I introduced a business to somebody and their kids lost their mom or their dad because of that business, because they became so consumed with that business that they could not see that first comes God. God is the most important thing in our life. He gives us everything that we have. He is our Lord and Savior, and we have to prioritize Him as at the top. And secondly is our family. And our family, they need all of our attention. It is not possible to multitask. We can't be answering texts, answering phone calls, and having our kids pull on our legs, because that's frustrating to them. It's frustrating to us. And so taking our business as third means doing your business after your kids are in bed, during nap time, while they're watching a movie a couple times a week, something like that, so that they know that this business is a blessing. It's not a burden to our family. And so all you driven people out there, look at your priorities, write them down, and see that your business, even though you want to be ranking and blessing your family financially, it comes after all of these things. So that's that. Back to you, Jana.
Cool. Well, thank you so very much. That was really awesome. So let me tell you, the way that I reached out to Shelby, because I was really nervous to reach out to her because she's a nurse practitioner, and I thought, oh my goodness, she's going to look at these products and she's going to run me over with them because she knows way more about them than I do. So for people who you're intimidated by, this is what I did to her. I said, hey, have you ever heard of Plexus? I really want to know your opinion about it. So open the door. If you see someone who you're intimidated by, just ask their opinion, because that makes them feel like, oh, well, of course you would want my opinion. I don't know if you felt like that, but if someone asks for your opinion, you're like, oh, well, of course you would want my opinion because I'm so intelligent. But she really is smart, so I really did want her opinion. But then it kind of opened the door to what? She's like, what is it? I'm like, oh, it's a health and wellness company, yada, yada, yada. And then she ended up signing up. She was excited about it. So if you're intimidated with someone, ask their opinion about Plexus. And then if they've never heard of it, there you go. You've opened the door. And then you can maybe give them samples and ask their opinion about those. So let me go ahead and recap what we talked about. And then I'm going to stop recording and we can have a question and answer time for everyone who's on the call. So for Stacy, who decided she never would get involved in the business, for her, it was the products that worked. and she had a strong belief in the product since she felt bad or selfish for not sharing with other people, because she knew that it had helped her so much that she wanted to help other people in that way. She had a strong support and has a strong support system at home, which is super helpful. And she realized that the way that our team does Plexus is not salesy. It's with a genuine connection to people, and we genuinely care about helping other people with their health and with their finances. So that was huge for her. For me, belief drives out fear. And when you have a big enough why that's bigger than your fears, your why will drive you to be successful no matter what. You will not fail because the reason why you're doing it is so big that it just won't happen. With Shelby, she built belief in herself and first before having to build belief in the company. And then when she shared, she was confident and excited and genuine and authentic, just real, to where people knew that she was not going to lead them into something that was fake or not legit. Look for the busy people. The busy people get stuff done. And again, if you're intimidated by them, just ask their opinion about something, because I'm sure they like to talk about themselves. Who knows? And I love what Shelby also said about, yes, you may care about what other people think, but you need to prioritize your cares. So you care what other people think, but do you care about your family getting out of debt more? You kind of have to prioritize, okay, what's going to be the most important thing to you? Because are you going to let other people determine your success with this company? Because are you going to let them decide that they're annoyed by you, so you're not going to be able to pay off all your debt and be able to travel and do whatever you want? No, don't let other people decide what you're going to do. That's ridiculous. So thank you, Stacy. And I think Stacy lost connection, but oh, she's maybe back. Oh, there she is. Thank you so much, Stacy and Shelby, for sharing. And I'm going to stop recording, and then we can have a question and answer time. So thanks so much. And I hope that you benefited a lot from this call. I know I did. And thanks again. Okay.